y'all doing? Casey Ashley, Bassmaster Elite Series Pro. I'm gonna give you a little education on cranking shallow wood with a crankbait. The number one tip that I'm gonna give you, and you're gonna hear me say this several times doing this deal, is fast. That's the key to cranking shallow wood. When I'm cranking shallow, most of the time it's in dirty water, but you can do it in clear water, especially in the springtime. I always crank like a Lucky Craft 1.5 or a 2.5. Those baits they're not real wide wobbled baits, but they're big, like the balsa wood baits is what you want. And they float really high. And what I try to do is you want to get it right in the nastiest part of the tree or the stump or whatever it is. I mean, don't be scared. I mean, you're gonna get hung eventually. But the key is you want to crank it fast. Most of the time when I'm doing this, I'm using a 6-4 reel, and you want to actually touch the cover, and as soon as you feel it hit it, you want to pause it and let that bait back up, and you start it right back again. If you're fishing a blowdown, and you can kind of read what the blowdown's doing. If it's new, obviously you ain't gonna be able to throw slam in the middle of it because there's little twigs and limbs everywhere. But you got an old blowdown, it's almost rotted away. The trees have almost, but the limbs are almost gone, and you might have the big ones left where you got 2 or 3 forks. That's what you want to key on. You want to throw it right down the side of that thing and bring it to the forks. When it bumps in forks, you stop it just for a second and maybe give it a little twitch. But a lot of times when you bump it and you stop, you'll see your line jump. And that 6-4 reel, that's what you want. It allows you, see what happens when you come to that fork and you'll crankbait. Pretend this is the fork of the limb. You coming down, your crankbait hits that and it floats up. That's when it hits it. A lot of time he comes to you when you do that. You got to have that high-speed reel to catch up to him. And I'm not a big cranker as far as offshore deep water fishing. That's not my deal. I'm a shallow water fisherman. And what I look for when I'm doing this is stain water, but you can do this in clear water, especially in the spring. Colors I like to use, I like a black and chartreuse or a blue and chartreuse. If I'm in clear water, I'm gonna go to more of a shad color. Because when they're shallow in the spring, that's what they're doing. They're loading up on bait, trying to kind of load up on food, stocking up to go to the bed. That's pretty much it. The key to it, I use 15-pound line, 15-pound fluorocarbon. Gives you a lot more sensitivity. Doesn't have much stretch. You can feel it when it's actually riding up that limb, and you're expecting that bump when you touch that piece of cover and you let it back out. And when you feel them hit it, I mean, you don't have to jerk like a jig. You just pull into them with that high-speed reel is what you want. Catch up to them, get them out of that cover. And the rod, I always use a 7-foot. I like a 7-foot medium, or sometimes a medium heavy. I mean, if you're really catching big fish, you don't want no spongy rod when he hits you in the middle of blowdown. You got to have something to get him out of there, and that's that 15-pound line and a medium heavy rod, and you can pretty much handle him any way you want to.